put this in here, and
Like,
he's going to put the night vision goggles on.
If you hit up, up, down, down, left, right, you could change them into classic night vision mode.
I don't think that counts. I don't think, codes count.
No, if it's on the disc.
Oh, man.
It's never going to be settled.
Wait, what if it's on the disc, but you have to get a DLC unlock code?
No, 108K downloads are still downloads. Like that doesn't. Let's not talk about this anymore because it's making me crazy.
All right, you guys want to talk about Epic Mickey at all? You guys see this stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Game Informer cover came out. There's been some talk. It's the Warren Spector Mickey Mouse
This
Disney
is Mickey
game
with face tattoos and kind of like big boots. Epic Mickey.
Well, that's Extreme Mickey.
Okay, this is an epic.
Mickey going,
Mouse game.
come on!
Yeah,
That's edgy. That's
He's
edgy
a
Mickey.
scar now. The J is silent.
Oh man, that's a Wii game.
That is a Wii game. That
Wii
is Warren
exclusive
Spector making a Wii game.
Man, I don't know.
Mickey picking up like dialogue tapes.
I think I can say that I think that's the worst actual name for a product I've heard.
Is that really the final name?
That they're presenting it as Epic Mickey.
I thought that was
That's
the
like on the
rumor.
cover.
That just sounds like a code name. Like that is.
Yeah, like a drink you'd get at a bar, or like a sex move that you never want to perform on a girlfriend.
Oh man, well, I knew that she had been fooling around on me, so I gave her the Epic Mickey, and it was pretty clear. It was pretty clear at that point.
It's named after
that
the sound the girl makes.
She knew that I knew. Don't define. Do not define the Epic Mickey. That is disgusting. Yeah, that sounds like a code name.
Yeah, it's totally like
it as Disney Epic Mickey. Like what?
That's totally a Xbox. Oh, whoops! We said Xbox too many times. Now it's the Xbox.
But they didn't even say it that many times. It was like rumored about.
I think people said it.
Yeah, I think everyone was prepared for this to just come out and be like Mickey Mouse in the Castle of Dark something. Of dark nefariosity.
Or Shadow Lord.
Yeah.
The best
Mickey Mouse and the quest for the Shadow Lord's goo treasure.
The best Mickey Mouse games in history have had names like that.
Yeah.
Castle of Illusion.
Give me Mickey Mouse and Painted Thing of Illusion.
What was the Super NES one?
World of Illusion.
No, that was the Super NES one was what was that called?
Mickey Mousecapade.
Magical Quest, something like that.
Oh, yeah,
where you could change suits.
Right.
That was actually a really good platform.
So the setup for this game, because I don't know much about it, but you were talking to me a little bit about it, is that it's supposed to be like a more mature Mickey kind of experience?
Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, October the 13th, 2009, and you're listening to the Giant Bombcast. I am your host, Ryan Davis. I'm joined by Vinny Caravella.
Hey, how you doing?
And Jeff Gerstmann.
Yep.
And who's having some trouble, feeling a little peptic.
I'm burping over here. Don't
acid indigestion.
It's that voice.
Cupcakes.
That voice where you're trying to burp at the same time.
All right, go for it.
And Brad Shoemaker.
Not belching.
Not belching. No problems with his gastrointestinal system
that you know
for the time being. And we have two very special guests in the house today. We have Capcom's own Adam Boyes.
Ahoy, hoy.
How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Friend of the show. Thanks for coming out to Sausalito.
No problem.
Spending some time with
Anytime.
us.
Yeah.
You could be driving fancy sports cars, but instead you're here.
That's true.
In a basement.
That's true.
And,
I opted out of this over the Tesla event.
And then also out on the coast for the first time in a long time, first time in the Giant Bomb offices, Mr. John Vignocchi. Johnny, an auspicious. Thanks so much for coming by. That's going to do it for the Giant Bombcast.
Excellent.
Yeah, this is going to be a complete train wreck. So here we go. Everyone enjoy. We've got two special guests and
One cup.
We've got more than that. John, what are you doing out here, man?
Well, funny that you would say that, Ryan, especially since it's the first time I've been on the Bombcast, now that I'm unemployed.
Yeah. So you're free as a bird.
Yeah, so I had to lose my job, apparently, to be invited out, but I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
You had an open invitation.
Oh,
the job was just keeping you down, man.
Come out here, give us a demo of Crimecraft, whatever.
Hey, wait a minute. All right.
So previously, let's back it up a little bit.
The game is free
history.
to play. Here, the game is free to play. If you haven't played it yet, I encourage you to check it out, although I'm no longer employed by the company. There you go.
Fair enough.
All right.
So no longer nothing binding you to Chicago anymore.
No, nothing is binding me at all.
Other than your heritage.
Other than my heritage, my family's there. I mean, good people. I don't know what to say.
My family's all right, except for the one guy. I mean, he's a effing mess, but you know.
And a couple of friends there, but most of my friends are out here now.
So when you coming out, man? When you moving here permanently?
Well,
What's up?
So right now on the open market and looking for a new gig. And so,
Well, this is a great place to find one. Let's get your skill set out of here.
Take calls. Can we open up the call line?
Classifieds, open up the lines. If you want to hire John Vignocchi, Craigslist, steam clean your couch.
Let's hear the resume. Are you an Eagle Scout? What's your qualifications?
actually, I will tell you this. This is funny. And
Talking to the mic.
Sorry, talk to the mic. Right, here it is. So someone actually, one of the recruiters said to me, like, why did you put this on your resume? And I'm like, actually, this is kind of prestigious. I was nominated as one of the video game characters we most like to party with by Giant Bomb.
This is true.
That's actually at the way end of my resume.
Did you need to pad out page 2 or something? You're like, oh, the link doesn't work right or something.
No. I mean, I totally put that on there, and I also put on my LinkedIn. What it do?
Yeah, I'm going to call those even as far as prestige goes. As far as that, yes. Right. For those who don't know, John Vignocchi is an award winner here at Giant Bomb.
Yeah, well, nominated. Nominated. Come on, guys.
Who beat you out for that category?
I'm actually glad he beat me out. It was the dude from GTA 4.
It's Brucey.
Brucey
From GTA 4.
I don't think I'd actually hang out with that guy in real life, but it was.
But if you partied with him, something real bad would happen.
That was the specific wording.
Story.
Yeah, well, helicopters, right? I mean, that dude had a helicopter.
Helicopters and sports cars.
Yeah.
And drugs and weights and loose ladies.
So,
that's pretty much what I live with Johnny in Chicago.
Wait a minute.
Aside from the helicopter part,
except for the weights.
Yeah.
So for those
That's terrible.
For those
By
who
the
don't
way-
know, why John and Adam are here at the same time.
Damn it! I don't do any drugs.
These two have a little history with each other from the past.
That's true. We met in
on Match.com. No, not at
The
all.
personality test just put you right together.
No, I had actually moved to Chicago to join Midway back in 2002, 2003, and I showed up as this farm boy Canadian, like, hey, how's it going, everyone? Hey, right on, hoser. And somebody's like, you got to meet this Johnny V guy. You guys are like two peas in a pod. I'm like, this guy sounds like a douchebag.
Right, yeah. I said the same thing. I go, the only thing I have in common with that guy is that we're both, overweight.
High five.
Yeah, right. Hey, but it's okay. No, but we ended up, it was actually Matt Booty that was saying that, right? So Booty, who was VP of Product Development at the time? No, he's head of Chicago.
Head of Chicago.
And he's like,
And then also CEO of Midway when the whole ship went down, right?
Right, yeah.
He got handed damaged goods.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying
Damaged goods.
Jiggle
Yeah. No, Adam and I became good buddies, and then
We shared a couple summers in Wrigleyville, and then we were like, let's join forces, like the
Those
Voltron
sweet, forbidden
of
summers.
shenanigans, and get a place together.
I don't
apartment.
like how you said that. Shared a couple of summers.
magic.
That's kind of what it was like, Johnny.
Those magic
It's like
hours that we
5-year-olds
spent
with Sandy
together.
Split.
I'll never forget.
No, yeah, exactly. Drifting away, but all right,
Those Wrigley
nights totally going the wrong way. Okay.
No jobs for Johnny V out of this.
Oh, so I want to hire this Benoit. It's not going to go well. Okay. Anyway, so I remember we were hanging out a whole bunch, and Adam's like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, my lease is about to run up. I'm about to renew it for another year. And he's like, why don't we get a place together? And I was dating a real estate agent at the time, and she was like, oh, there's these places in the city that come available once every 4 or 5 years. And one of them happened to come available. It was on the 3rd floor of this building. It's actually not that anyone listening to this will care, but
We have listeners in Chicago.
Well, yeah,
Chi-town
Number one
area.
Chicago.
That's right.
right. Number 1 Chicago, Hot 92.
Johnny V, you're on the air.
Hip hop lives.
Right. So we got this place though, and it was owned by Marshall Field. Anyway, the place though, he had designed each of the units in the building to house one of his kids' families. So it was 3,000 square feet. I mean, the place was gigantic.
Which was just barely big enough for the two large men sitting in front of you today.
That's funny. Jeff Hilbert at DDM, I remember when I met him for the first time, he said to me, you and Adam were roommates? How did you guys fit in the same place? Right? Not that big.
Why are you telling the story then?
Yeah, exactly, right? Someone cut this guy off.
Incriminating yourself here.
But yeah, so we used to have crazy parties.
True.
And we would invite all of I'd invite all my buddies from Chicago, all of their girlfriends' friends, and then we'd invite all the dudes from Midway. which of course is the funniest thing in the world because like a bunch of game developers getting together with like good-looking chicks. It was always like shenanigans, right? A bunch of guys in the corner like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, man.
It's just a punch bowl full of awkwardness.
Yeah, right. Like
I dinged level 42 last night.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it's like, hey, what do you do? I make games. Oh, I gotta go.
I don't make eye contact with girls.
Dude, she totally digs me. She's totally into me.
It's okay though. There are some people that took good advantage of those situations. Although I can't name names. But I remember,
Well, then what are you doing here?
I remember that one.
We brought you on here to name names.
Remember that Super Bowl party?
I do.
Yeah, actually, this was during I was working on NBA Ballers Phenom, and at the time they were doing like these video dev diaries, and they're like, "Oh, we're totally going to follow you around. We'll make it like a reality show. It'll be so fun." So I'm like, "All right, well, Adam and I are going to have this huge party. It should be total crazy. It's for the Super Bowl. Why don't you bring a camera there?" And so they brought a camera, and a lot of crazy stuff happened. I just remember on Monday getting pulled in to Adam's office with a couple other people, and it was like, hey, by the way, there's some pretty incriminating video evidence of me, and I don't want that to show up on the internet for the press to see. And we totally laughed about that.
Yeah,
You're not-
basically,
you're not gonna
well, it
add
was
anything
no. I
else?
mean, in the
Yeah.
room, we were watching the Super Bowl, and during commercial breaks, where everyone's usually fixated on watching the hilarious commercials, these two people were making out on the couch like it was sixth grade, and the lights were down, and they were in the farmhouse together. It was bizarre, and the room's full of 60 people watching the game, and they're just going. It was
have more than that.
incredible. But that part was hilarious because there was no. It was unabashed.
Now, see, I think
Make out,
if
love
that had
making.
gotten out there ahead of time, I think that would have helped ballers in the marketplace.
Yeah, probably.
Well, what could have hurt, really?
Yeah, at that point. But I remember, and then you remember some dude came out at that party?
Yes, I do remember that too.
Right.
It's quite a Super Bowl party.
I see,
you guys are doing.
yeah, I see Adam smiling, and I remember I interviewed him on camera.
I remember that.
Yeah, a little bit awkward right now.
Yeah.
Remember when that all happened?
I do.
Yeah. He,
Well, we've got a good full 2 hours worth of awkwardness ahead to fill up. So
hopefully this doesn't affect me getting a new job.
John Vignocchi is his name. Telling awkward stories.
And I actually
is
work
his
really
game.
hard. That's so true. It's so true.
I'm a hard worker.
I'm hard
Self-motivated.
real good. Totally self-motivated. All right. Yeah.
He
let's-
gives hot technology tips to NBA players on their private planes. Remember that?
Oh, that is a good one.
All right, Johnny, lay it out. Come on. That's why you're here, man.
No,
We
so
want to talk about the golden era of Midway.
yeah, right.
5 years ago.
There was an opportunity. Actually, we were going to do a press event in New York, and at the time, the only way to get there, because this is a very, very popular NBA player. I wish I'd say his name, but I'm afraid it's totally going to show up. Like, on
Can we
the
just get like
internets.
initials?
Yeah, but that would give it away too, because then you just look up like, okay, who's been the cover athlete of Ballers, right? And you totally see who it is.
Okay, so it's one of the cover athletes of Ballers. All right, got it.
Oh man! So
Perfect.
anyway,
Swish.
so anyway, we're on. We get on a private jet, and it's myself and Tim DeRosa, who's the PR manager at the time. And Tim is like one of my best friends. I love him to death. And I remember Tim saying to me like, "Whatever you do, like, don't make a big deal that we're on a private plane." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "These guys fly on private planes all the time, V. Don't like make a big deal about it." And I'm like, "All right, cool. I want, whatever." So they get on the plane, like I kick back, like, oh, I fly on private planes all the time, right? Like I'm totally like trying to be that guy. And then this dude gets on the plane and he's like, "Yo, I never flown in a private plane." And I was like, "Thank God, you know what, man? Because I haven't either." And this guy told me I wasn't supposed to act weird. So we're sitting there, and he pulled out. What was it? It was an iPod. No. Was it an iPod? Yeah, one of the iPod videos. Like when...
Was it PSP?
No, that was what I
Oh,
had.
right.
And, so he pulls it out, and he's sitting there, and he's looking at it. I'm like, "What are you watching?" He's like, just some rap videos. I'm like, "That's cool." I'm like, "What everyone has now, though, is this." And I, like, turn on my PSP, And he's like, yeah, I've seen a PSP. You know, Rip plays it all the time. Oh. And so anyway, so but he turns around and he's like, I'm like, yeah, but what you don't have is this. And I had flipped on and I had like my internal memory card.
Sure.
And it's like, what was PSP good for about 3 years ago?
Hardcore pornography.
Exactly. Exactly. And so I like flip it over. I'm like,
Johnny, for what it's worth, I saw the story coming about a mile away. So.
And so I was like, check this out, and I gave it to him. He's like, damn, I love white girls. And so he like gave me $100, and he's like, yo, send me one of those memory cards. And so, like, I went back, and I was like, oh, my God, it's an amazing flight. Like, we did this, we totally hit it off. Like, we were laughing so hard. He, like, give me $100 to get him a card and, like, send him some porn. And everyone's like, are you serious? And he's like, make sure you send it to me in a nondescript envelope, though, because my wife will see it and want to know, like, what's on it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so, like, then I went back to, like, Adam and Craig Kuyava and our buddy Steve Rose and a couple other people at Midway. I was like, can't believe. So we loaded it up. But at the end of it, I put one choice little terrible video, which was that video, Mr. Hands Finally Fulfilled.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Oh, God.
Needless to say, I never heard back from that dude. Right? It was probably like, oh my God, this dude is insane. Oh, good times.
Awesome. I don't know where to go from there. We'll just keep. You know,
If you've seen
just give
Mr.
it-
Hands.
Yeah, give it a pause because countless users are typing that into Google right now.
like, what is this?
And then,
Just don't.
Yeah, don't.
Isn't it
There's
in
an animal involved.
There is. Oh my God. It's
There
one
are
of those
multiple
things.
animals involved. Let's
you
just
know
say
what? And,
everyone.
like, and at Midway, right? Like, people used to send those videos around. Like, hey, dude, check this out. I found this really cool link on the internet. And like, you'd click, and it's like that spin video.
Oh, yeah.
I love how Jeff knows these things, right?
I've had a computer for a while.
Right. I haven't had a computer.
Well,
for
he
a
just
while.
knows all of the horrible videos by the shorthand name, like the spin, the spinning. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Oh God, gross.
And it's like, how many times can you watch this? Oh my, it's terrible. Anyway. Well, this is probably not helping my career very much, but I am having a good time.
Well, John, we couldn't be happier that you're out here.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad I'm here. So.
Adam, you're slacking off though.